back, everybody. Welcome. It has been... Did you guys miss me? Have I been missed at all? I miss doing the podcast. It's been a week. I've been out of town, and now I'm back, and it's time for the podcast once again. But I felt funky. I felt funky because when you get into a routine of these podcasts, and then you miss one, you got to skip one because something's up. Because I was gonna do one out of town, but you bouncing back and forth so much, you kind of it kind of fucks up the mojo. You're tired, you're jet lagged, all these type of things. But how the hell's everybody been doing? Good. Okay. Everybody's good. That's good. I am also good. So I was out of town. I was in Anaheim. Caught UFC 214, which was phenomenal, by the way. I have no complaints. Dynamite card. Everything was hunky-dory, beautiful with it. No complaints. The trip was a little chaotic, though. And you can kind of tell when a trip is going to be chaotic. Why? Because it starts at the beginning. The beginning of the trip. I don't want to say bad. I don't want to say it was bad because it wasn't bad. It was funky. And when you start off a trip, a journey, a quest of some sort, and it's funky at the beginning, it tends to stay funky all the way through. There's just something's off all the way through. You're never 100% sure what exactly it is. But that's what I experienced here. So it was a tad funky, and it started off funky. Now I went on Spirit Airlines. Okay. Now Spirit, it's a low fare. It's a low fare option. But you know what? I booked all my trips, and this is not any type of an advertisement. This was just kind of cool. There's a website called skiplagged.com. Again, that's skiplagged.com. And the reason I say it is because it's awesome. I got plane tickets from Detroit to Anaheim, and then from San Diego back to Detroit for literally $200, which is fucking phenomenal. That's across the country. 2 different airports. Skiplagged.com is what got me there. It's kind of a cool concept. What it is obviously there's flights going all over the place all the time. Now, some of those flights are connecting flights. Now, when those flights connect, the few were direct, like Detroit to Anaheim was a direct flight, and I got just a one-way, and that was just with Spirit Airlines. However, the point of this website of Skiplagged is when I came back, we flew from San Diego back to Detroit. Now, San Diego to Detroit was an expensive flight. However, what Skiplagged found out was that San Diego to Chicago is a cheap-ass flight. It stops in Detroit. So instead of you just get off the plane. Okay, you don't have to. I thought it was funky too. I was like, well, shit, isn't there a thing where you got to go to the? Apparently not. There's not a thing. If you want to get off that plane, you can just get off the plane. I wasn't sure this was in breach of some sort of a rule or a regulation, but the more I thought about it, I was like, well, you know what? Flights get canceled all the time, and people, stay over in a city, and, I don't know that you have to do it. Now, the website does say if you're a frequent flyer member, don't use your frequent flyer miles. Apparently, if you do this, if you do hop off a flight before it gets to whatever your pre-agreed upon final destination is, they can fuck with your frequent flyer miles and do all sorts of shit that, they really don't want you to do it. However, the flights are dirt-ass cheap. Dirt-ass cheap. So that's what I got. I went from Detroit to Anaheim, and then I went from San Diego to Detroit and that flight was continuing on to Chicago. So I basically had a ticket from San Diego to Chicago. I just got off in Detroit. So it's a very cool service, very unique. People have probably been doing it for a long time. I'm just maybe new to the game. But if you haven't heard about it, definitely check it out for your travel plans because it saved me an ass load of money. A literal ass load of money. So check it out. That being said, my first flight that I took was Spirit, and this is where the fuckery started. The fuckery started at Spirit Airlines. Spirit Airlines, we get in this plane, okay? It is pretty full. I don't want to say it was sold out, but it was pretty full. And the plane can't go anywhere because the ballast is all off. So the weights and whoever did the weights and measures of this thing fucked it up something royal. And if you know anything about aviation, especially when it's hot outside, the air, the performance of the plane is a lot less. It's hard for it to perform when it's hot outside, just because the way the air molecules are, all that stuff, you just don't get as good a lift and you don't get as good a performance out of the plane. So in order to make sure that you're lifting off properly and that the plane is balanced, you have to have these weights and measures in place. And for whatever reason, it was not done on this flight. So we're stuck at this fucking gate, and we can't move. And the captain goes over the loudspeaker, and he basically says, I need like 12 to 20 volunteers to just hang out in the back. Hang out in the back of the plane until we get this thing off the ground. You don't have to change. You don't have to change seats. You don't have to do anything. And you could look on everybody's face was that of complete skepticism. They were like, "What the fuck is going on? What do you mean? just hang out in the back of the plane for a minute, just till we get off the ground. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about why. Just stand back there. I don't give a fuck what you do." So there was no procedures. There was nothing official of any kind. It was just get back. So nobody wants to volunteer for this damn flight. No, everybody's like sitting, like looking around, like what? Wait, what? We can't take. We're not going to be able to fly if some people aren't seated in the back. It was chaos, complete and utter chaos. And you don't have time to explain to these people the science behind it. We're already running late, and it's like, come on, get the fuck to the back of the planes. So I put my hand up as I'm the first person to put my hand up as a volunteer, but nobody else is biting. So I'm sitting there thinking, we're never going to get off the fucking ground because they've said it over the intercom in such a weird way that everybody's just freaked out that this plane can't fly. So that's the issue we're having. So finally, another person, and then there's people, well, is this thing going to be able to take off? Can this thing, is this safe? Is this safe? Do we know? Oh, God damn it. Just, it's a ballast issue. Just tell the people it's a ballast issue, and we just have to have the weights a certain way to make it the safe, and there just wasn't enough people in the rows. Just tell them some shit like that. Just don't be like, we need 15, 20 people, just hang out at the back of the plane. Let's see if we can get this thing off the ground. That was where he went wrong, is let's see if we can get this thing off the ground. The people, and there was a lady who was across the row from me who had her head in her hands. It looked like she was praying a rosary with the last of her money. She was terrified to be on this plane any fucking way. Without all the bullshit. A perfect flight. She was terrified of just a perfect flight. So you can only imagine what her, and there had to be others on the plane, are thinking when this guy says, let's see if we can get this off the ground. Let's see. Let's make this an experiment. Oh my God. Not the words you want to use on a public flight. Let's see, guys. We don't know if we can do this or not, but let's see. So finally, enough people get together, and we end up literally, we didn't even take our seats for this flight. That's how weird this was. There were no seats taken. Dude, we're just standing in the hallways, like in the back of the plane. It was very fucking bizarre. I've never seen anything like it before. But, the plane took off. Off we went into the goddamn wild blue yonder. Da 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 do do. And we sailed away into the sunrise. And after that, the flight was pretty uneventful. But the trip was not uneventful yet. So I've got to rent a car when I land in Anaheim. I fucking hate renting a car. I feel like it's a scam. I feel like there's all these hidden things that are in there that are weaved in, that are somehow going to get you screwed over when it comes to turn this fucking thing back in. I just hate it. There's everything about it. It's like buying a used car. You just know somehow you're getting fucked. Like, I don't know how they're coming at me this time. I feel like I read everything. Some fucking way, they're gonna fucking get me. And I don't know how until it's too late. So I'm already coming into this thing with a negative attitude. I got a negative attitude. I'm crammed. You get on the transport bus, and I'm crammed the fuck in there. And it's tight. It's tight as fuck, and everybody's shoulder to shoulder, and the guy next to you is, clearing that shit out of his throat. God knows what's coming out of it. He's doing, ugh. The whole thing is very, I don't even like thinking about it right now, but, so you're in this damn disease box where everybody's hacking and blowing their nose, and it's shoulder to shoulder with you, and finally, we pull up to the rental car facility. Now, there is no one there. There's a couple people at the checkout desk. And I'm like, oh my God, perfect. Well, then they tell me that this is this is not the right one. This is for preferred members only. This is so unless you're a member of their preferred customer thing, this is not the one. Sir, you'll have to wait. Tim, you're going to have to wait to the next stop that we do. So, okay, all right. Well, how bad can it be? We pull up to the regular spot. For the regular folk, or the regular people, the average Joe checks in for their rental car at this place. And wouldn't you goddamn know it, the line is wrapped around the fucking building. And it's not even wrapped around the building like in a straight line. No. It's inside the building. There's those goddamn, they put the fucking, like in the movie theater, like the fucking line tape, the little, the tape thing that you kind of, it rolls around and keeps everybody cordoned in their little rows. Yeah, no, that thing's snaking around the building inside. So it's snaked every fucking direction. And then it goes all the way outside and it snakes some more. And then it snakes all the way the fuck around in the back. And then it comes out to a little straight line. So what I already thought was a shitty situation with the line being out the building. No. The line goes out the building, around the building, snakes around a little bit back there, then fucking snakes around on the side, then snakes around in the front, and then snakes around all the inside of the building. We got a real fucking snake fest over here, and it's pissing me off by the second. So I wait, and I'm thinking, and I'm looking, and honest, God bless the people at the rental car place, because they had like 5 motherfuckers working. Every station had a person. That's the only thing that could have made it worse, is if that there wasn't a guy there. Like you get there and there's like 2 motherfuckers working, and then 2 bitching about being on a break, and then another one, fucking sweeps up the floor. He doesn't really have a purpose because there's really nothing to clean. At least it wasn't like that. Everybody was working. But I knew even with everybody working, renting a car is a slow fucking process. You've got to go through all the shit. It's not a simple thing. It's not a here you go, there you go, 10-minute thing. No. It's like a 15 fucking minute thing every time. because you got to go through all the shit. And then you got people who are coming back like, you know what? I really didn't want this one. This was not really this isn't the color I wanted. You know, I'm here. I'm in California. I wanted a kind of a convertible-y type of car. Instead of just taking the fucking thing, get the fuck out of here. No. It's coming back with all this bullshit. You know, and they don't have to wait back in a line. There's not a special department that handles just those fucking things. No, they go right back to the front again. Right back to the window so once that person, they got to stop what they're doing with the one person they're checking in. They got to redo all their bullshit. And this happens multiple fucking times since I'm in there. And I am just I'm not even trying to hide it anymore. I'm just under my breath. I'm like, fucking come on. Jesus fucking Christ. Are you fucking serious? I'm not even secret about it anymore because that's how annoyed I am. And it's hot. And I'm waiting outside. The sun's beating down on me. And I got a fucking migraine from the plane. Everything just, it's just starting off on a bad fucking note. And this is just adding to it. So I get all the way, I'm waiting, and it's fucking like almost 3 hours I wait in this fucking line. Because I keep looking at my watch, and I'm like, God damn it. And I'm flying into LAX. So it's a clusterfuck. So I'm looking at my I said Anaheim earlier, but that's not the truth. I flew from Detroit to LAX. I had to drive to Anaheim. So I'm looking at my watch, and the fucking hours are ticking by, and I'm just, this is unfucking real. There's got to be a better fucking way to do this. You got to have multiple locations. This can't be the only fucking show in town. So finally, I get up. I'm finally at the fucking desk, and I'm ready to pass the fuck out because I haven't eaten. My head's fucking pounding. Everything's fucking terrible. And the lady goes, well, I'm sorry, but we're all out of this type of car right now. It looks like there may have been a mix-up online, sir. And I'm ready to fucking scream. Because, sir, there's a mix-up somewhere. Something went wrong. But here's the deal. We don't have a car for you. Of course, why wouldn't you, But to my fucking surprise, what we can do is we can give you an upgrade. Well, okay. Now that means an upgrade for free, right? Because you didn't have the car for me that I asked and that I reserved, so my upgrade is free. Well, there's a little bit extra with this one because it is an upgrade. I go, no. That's not how the upgrade works in this situation. In the situation that you just don't have my reservation, the upgrade, you got to give me the next best thing, but you can't charge me extra for it. And when I explained it to her, it was like I had just brought forth some foreign shit. Like she had just seen fire for the first time. She almost couldn't believe. She goes, what? What? Oh, no, hun. No, hun. You gotta pay. That's why it's an upgrade. It costs more. Clearly, ma'am, you're not getting it. You're not getting it. Let me just see a supervisor. I don't want to yell. I don't want to get upset here. I just want to go. I just want to lay down. I just want to get to Anna. I want to get to where I'm going. Okay. I don't want to freak out. So just tell me, just get a supervisor. Well, sir, why would you like to see a supervisor? What am I not doing to where you need to speak to a supervisor? And I fucking had this same fucking problem with half the fucking shit I do. When somebody asks for a supervisor, you just go get the supervisor. I don't what's with all this shit where people have to where you gotta know why. What the fuck do you care? Dude, when I worked at Target, when I worked at Taco Bell, when I worked at all these fucking places, if someone asked me for a supervisor, that was good for me. That meant my shit is over with here. I don't have to deal with this fucking asshole anymore. Because why? I get the supervisor, and I don't have to do fuck all. They can figure it out. But for some reason now, everybody wants to know, why do you want the supervisor? Well, motherfucker, because you're not doing the shit that I need. And I just need someone who maybe have a little more authority that can override some fucking provisions in there. Okay? That's why I want to see the supervisor. So after, 10 minutes of explaining this to her, she finally gets me the supervisor, and he must have had some common sense, because, like no problem. Like, no problem. We'll get you that. No big deal, buddy. We got you. Of course. I look at him, I'm like, well, what the fuck? Why didn't she say that? Why do we have to go through all this song and dance for? We don't have to go through a song or a dance or a Broadway production. We just need to, just keep things going. Let's keep it moving. Keep the customer happy. I don't give a fuck. I'm just one guy. I can give a fuck if it's a little car, big car, medium car. What the fuck do I care? I'm just one person. Just give me a fucking car so I can get the fuck out of this hellhole. So that's what this guy did. He got me a car, got me out of the hellhole, and for that, I'm truly thankful. But, so I get there, everything's great. We go see the fights, everything's good, there's some funny shit that happened in between, but, we, do a little celebration. We decide we're going to San Diego afterwards, which was, again, all part of the plan. So we get there, and I had not, we decided after the first night in San Diego that we were going to go to Mexico. We're going to go to Tijuana. Now, I actually thought we weren't going to Tijuana because I look at my watch, it's 8 o'clock at night, I'm tired, I go to bed, I wake up at like 10 o'clock. Still, no, everybody's asleep. Everybody's asleep there. And in our hotel room, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, we're probably not going. I'm awfully fucking tired. I'm going to go back to sleep. If any of my roomies are interested in going, they probably would be awake by now, but they're not. So I'm going to slumber back here. Well, the second I thought that, my buddy James wakes up, and it's like 12:30 at this point, and he's like, okay. Who's going to Mexico? Rise and shine, everybody. It's 12:30 a.m. It means it's time to go to Mexico. So everybody get ready. Let's go. And I'm up for the adventure, so I don't really give a fuck. I'm exhausted. I can barely keep my fucking eyes open. But you know what? We're going to Mexico. Everybody pile in. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us? Me, James, Jared, David, Kane. Yeah, 5 of us. So 5 of us get our sleepy asses together and in the car. And off we go to Mexico in the middle of the night. Off to Tijuana. Obviously, I'm not going to be parking my car in Mexico. So it's about a 30 minute drive to Mexico. And I remember Tijuana back in the day. Now, it wasn't nice back in the day. Okay. So I can only imagine what it's like now. Let me tell you, my imagination did not do it justice. No. Upon approaching the border, you can start to see a shift in the pleasantness of the surrounding area. There's certainly a slight shift that occurs towards the maybe not so nice part. Yeah. We parked the car at a little quick park, and everybody that you see is shifty. Even the quick park guy looks a little shifty. And I made sure to take all my credit cards out of my pocket. The only thing I left in my wallet was an ID. I had my passport on me, and I had $200. Because I'm not bringing fuck all into Tijuana. And I sure as fuck ain't bringing fuck all into Tijuana at 12:30 a.m. Just not doing it. Just not doing it. And there are 5 of us. We hobble out of the car. And not really sure where we're going. Just kind of walking down some shifty-ass fucking streets. Let's just say it already looks like Tijuana. We haven't even been there yet. We're still on the U.S. side. And it's already looking sketch. So, let's see here. Sorry, I've got a text message coming in. So, we get to the point where you got to go across the border. Now, I'm thinking there's going to be some customs. Maybe we got to see maybe there's some customs here to get over. Boy, was I expecting too much. There wasn't any customs per se. I mean, there was a desk that said something about customs, and then it was a sign that said Mexico. And then there was 2 little revolving type metal doors, like you'd see, like if you ever worked at like an auto plant or something, there's like those metal bar type doors that spin. That's what we were working with here. All you had to do was just walk right through those, and bam, you're in Mexico. Not really any questions, not really any how long you stayins, not really any, much of anything. It was just kind of, here you are. And we don't know who you are, but we're hella glad to have you. So right there, you're in, and get our way in there and walk down the there's like a little, you got to go through like a little ramp. There is a guy there with a machine gun, but he's not really paying attention to you or really anything that's going on. He was just standing there talking to another gentleman who had a gun, but he wasn't really in a uniform of any kind. He just was kind of holding the gun. Didn't look official at all. Just a guy in a military uniform holding a machine gun. Then like a regular guy holding the gun. And they were just talking kind of off in the corner. And that was it. That was security. So we get in, and there's a cab that comes and picks us up. Now, if anybody knows how things work, and you can get hustled by the cops over there for anything. You look at them wrong, you fucking make the slightest infraction, you could be very well fucked and out a lot of fucking money. So we get in a cab. Now, again, there are 5 of us. 5 grown adults. 1 little taxi cab. And it's like a Ford Fiesta or some shit. It's literally the smallest fucking thing you could get. So you got 1 motherfucker in the front. And you got 4 motherfuckers in the back. 4 rather large motherfuckers. And so we're just stuffed in there. So the back looks like a goddamn fucking clown car because they only have super small fucking cabs there. So of course, this looks rather suspicious. A cab, just literally clown card full of people. So we make a few twists and turns and everything looks fucking shady. And we within 2 seconds of making the next turn, there is a roadblock with a bunch of cops. You just see siren lights all over the fucking place. And we are immediately pulled over. Haven't been in Mexico 5 goddamn minutes. And we have been pulled over by the fucking police. So I'm thinking, we are just all kind of fucked already. And we haven't even gotten started. So we're pulled over. Fucking guy comes out. He's pointing the flashlight in the car. He's giving everything the what for. And he starts asking questions. And they're speaking in Spanish. And it's not the kind of Spanish that I can understand. I can understand pretty good Spanish. I can speak decent Spanish. But I'm slow as fuck. I'm like a retarded person in Mexico. It's going to take me a minute. You got to enunciate. You got to por favor, senor. You got to really dumb it down for me. I'm not going to catch the normal speak. The normal speaking, that's going to be fucking Greek to me. You gotta put it down retarded level, and I will understand. They weren't doing that. They were going back and forth. Papers were coming out of the dash and exchanging. And this dude is very interested on why there are 4 motherfuckers crammed in this back seat sitting on top of each other. He's really interested in that. And he's bending his flashlight every which kind of way. And he's telling the dude, David, who's next to the window, to roll down the window. He can't figure out in this fucking cab how to roll the window down. Because it's some fucking janktified shit. So the cop's thinking that he's not obeying. So he's getting like, roll the window. Something to la ventana. He can't understand. You don't know what the fuck. It's getting better by the minute over here in Mexico. I don't know what to say at this point. I'm just like, you know what, whatever. I've kind of given up at this point. I'm like, you know what, whatever happens in here. Yeah. So eventually he does figure it out, rolls the fucking window down. Window goes down. He pokes his head in there. Apparently he was not disturbed by the strangeness of people compacted into this vehicle. And he did let us go. But I gotta tell you, I have to tell you folks, I'd be lying if I didn't say my heart wasn't racing a little bit. It was definitely racing. But what can you do, You can't, what are you going to do, run? What are you going to run away? And I don't know where the fuck I'm at. My phone doesn't work. I don't have, T-Mobile ain't servicing me out here. So I was just, whatever. It's all good. But he did let us go. So that was that. Yeah, that was our last contact with the police. There was definitely some fishy shit that I saw. There was a van. It had Policia spelled wrong on it, with letters missing. It was black, and it had no, the sliding door of the van. It was ripped off completely. It was just like, I don't know what happened to it. It was just like some metal bars in there. And it was just filled with dudes with automatic weapons wearing ski masks. They were just cruising around. And I told Kay, I go, that's the snatch you up van. That's the van that just sees, if you look like you got money, that van comes and snatches your ass up. And that's where you get held for ransom. That's the van that does it. It's the fucking police spelled wrong. The Policia spelled wrong with missing letters. The van rusted out and the door missing. Filled with men in ski masks. That's the snatch you up van. And that van was just doing laps around Tijuana. I don't know who the fuck got snatched up that night, but somebody got snatched up. So we end up going to this place, Adelita's Gentlemen's Club. We go check it out. And it's it's like a gentleman's club. It's a disco, and it is the nicest thing in the entire area, hands down. This is the one place, it looks grimy as fuck, but it's actually the most normal looking place that was around. So when the gentleman's club is the nicest place in town. Well, by God, you'd rather be at the gentleman's club, wouldn't you? And there was some unique things. Like they had, I noticed while using the restroom, there was a camera in the restroom. Not hidden. Not like we don't want, no, just a big dome camera right in the middle of the goddamn restroom. So that was interesting. I bought some souvenirs because they were selling T-shirts again in the bathroom, which is a perfectly normal place for you to have a T-shirt shop. the men's restroom. So I, of course, had to get myself. I got the Dia commemorative T-shirt there. So yeah, that was Mexico in a handbasket right there. Don't get me wrong, the staff at Adelita's was amazing. Everybody was great. The management was great. Not a single fucking bad thing I can say about Adelita's. So if your ass is in Mexico and you're in Tijuana, get yourself to Adelita's. What? It's the gem of Tijuana, for Christ's sakes. Enjoy it in good health. Enjoy it in good health, God damn it. Enjoy your time there in Tijuana. You know, we walked back through the border with no incident. You know what's kind of sad? There's little kids and stuff that are sleeping in the gutters. That was a little disturbing. It tugged at the heartstrings, you know. It's kind of like, oh, my God. You just see these kids, 7, 8 years old, just, bundled up in blankets, just laying in the gutter. Just laying in the street where the water runs off into the sewer. That was depressing. It was depressing a little bit. We did end up getting back and we got in line with everybody who was going for work that day. Of course, this is like 5 a.m., so we wait another hour or so in line to get back into the U.S., but otherwise uneventful. Not bad. And of course, it's time to leave. So when it's time to leave, everybody's fucking tired. But I got to return the rental car. So we're running late as fuck. And since we're running fucking late, I'm not thinking about all the shit. I fucking Google the fucking rental car place. And it turns out we're running so late, I got to drop everybody off in our party. I got to drop them off first before I get the rental car because they're never going to make it. They got to check bags and shit. So I'm fucking freaking out that I'm not going to make this fucking flight from San Diego to Detroit. So I drop them off, and I bust my ass. I'm flying. I'm breaking speed limits left, fucking right. I'm going like 80 and a 40. I'm flying to get this fucking rental car back. And the GPS is taking me every fucking way in the goddamn book. And I'm going down little turns, down side streets. This GPS has me going all over the fucking place. Basically, I do like 3 circles around the fucking airport with this thing. So finally, I get the goddamn thing to the rental car place. And it says the name, it says Avis right on the fucking sign. And there's Avis buildings there with the logo on it. And so I pull up, and the lady at the front who's working the little gate thing is looking at me like I'm fucking lost my mind. And she won't get out, and I'm waving my arms, and I'm like, I gotta return this fucking car, let's go. And she looks at, she goes, what are you doing? What the fuck does it look like I'm doing? I'm fucking returning this car. I'm gonna be late for my fucking flight. And she points at the sign and tells me to go read the sign. And I tell her, I don't have fucking time to read the sign. My flight is fucking leaving. Sir, please go read the sign. So I slam the fucking thing in reverse, and I fly out, get back on, and I pull up to the sign. The sign says, Dear Avis customers, we're sorry to inconvenience you, but this is no longer the Avis Return Center. The new address is blah, 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 blah. Thank you for your understanding. So, I just about fucking lose my mind in this goddamn car. Who the fuck has everything on this address, on this location? Your goddamn Google directions take me to this location. Everything is this location, only to find a sign that says, please use this address for our different location. So I have got to go now GPS this new spot, which of course is 20 fucking minutes away, and I got to fly around in morning rush to get to this fucking place. I get into the fucking place. I don't even ask the guy at this point. I'm so pissed off. I literally throw an employee the keys and keep on going. And I run to the closest shuttle that's getting people on board. And it's definitely to the Terminal 2. So I get on the fucking Terminal 2 bus. The doors close. And this guy, I get the one bus driver who wants to be the fucking comedian, who wants to be the guy from the Southwest flights that sings and tells jokes and all kind of dumb shit over the loudspeaker. I get the only guy who does not want to just drive to the airport, but who has to give you a show to the airport, who has to sing his rendition of Hungry Eyes, who's got to do all of this fucking crazy nonsense with every customer that comes on board. And the minutes are just flying away. And I am just seeing fucking red. I can't fucking believe this is happening. So we start to pull away finally after he's done with every show tune antic bullshit that there is. And he slams on the brakes because he sees an older couple far off in the distance that look like they might be thinking that this is the bus they need to go on. So he goes, opens the door, and waits. And these people are hobbling. They're not even in the terminal part yet. No. These people are like back by the garage. There's also 3 other buses behind you going to the same fucking place who you could have they could have got on those buses. Instead, he's going to wait for these motherfuckers who are all the way at the far end of the fucking thing, who don't even for sure look like they're coming to us. They just might be coming to us. So we wait. They come on. And of course, now by then, there's a fucking shit ton of people who are trying to get on this already full fucking bus, and he's doing the goddamn show for them too. And da-da-da-da-da-da-da, welcome aboard. And I'm like, I'm just ready to fucking take this bus. And I'm like, I could fucking walk faster than this bus is driving. He's going 5. Finally, we start moving. He's moving 5 miles per hour. 5 miles per 5 miles per hour. I could run faster than this fucking bus is getting us to Terminal 2. And I literally make it to Terminal 2, get in, and I literally just walk onto the plane. That's how late I am. I just walk, do. Oh, you already missed me? Here's my shit. Here we go. I'm on the plane. Thank God for electronic tickets on your fucking phone. I wouldn't have made it any other fucking way. But when a journey starts off, Fugazi, and when a journey starts off with funkiness involved, rest assured, my friends, rest assured that the funkiness will continue throughout the remainder of your trip. Just get used to it. Put it in your head. Assume it's already going to happen because you know what? It's going to happen. And you might as rather just accept it. Don't even think it's not going to happen. Just already assume things are going to be fucking weird. And just roll with it. Until next time. Mwah! Thank you, everybody, for listening. I really appreciate it. Feel free to contact me through social media with any questions, comments, ideas about the show, things you might want to talk about, things you might want to hear me bitch about on the show. Let me know. Instagram, Facebook is at The Timbo Show. And then Twitter, a little different. A little fucking handle giving me shit. Twitter, I'm at _Timbo Show. So hit me up on there. If you hadn't added me on there, go ahead and do that. Just keep it updated with some shit from the show and other stuff that's going on. So we just started all those things, so go ahead and pop on them if you get a chance. And I'll see you next time.